Good morning, friends. We got some early birds here today. So I'm over here in the corner die cutting some flowers. So go ahead and grab your coffee. Get ready. This is going to be an awesome live. An awesome unplanned live. How about that? Because I am packing for Texas. So I was not going to go live. And then I was just on the phone with Sandy and decided live is a thing. Let's do this. So here we are. Here we are, going live. If I can get my Facebook to work. I'm just over here die cutting these flowers real quick. So I'm die cutting, this is Tropical Flora, and I'm die cutting 3 of the big ones and 3 of the small ones. It's working on your end? Okay, Angela, thank you. I'm trying to make there we go. See, on my Facebook it says, this video has ended. On your end? Okay. On your end? Okay. Oh man. Gotta love computers. Oh man. Gotta love computers. Okay. So there's that. Good morning, Angela. All right. So I have some flower shaping tools. I have my spray bottle. I have some oxide inks. Like, we got this whole thing going on. Let me tell you, this is going to be fun today. I was not going to do a live, like I said, full disclosure. But I decided that since I'm not going to be able to be live for quite some time, since I'm headed to Texas, you guys probably want a live. Okay, I'm grabbing my flower stamens. Here we go. Here we go, here we go. So, I was talking to Sandy about different ideas, and she said a couple of things to me about flowers. And Sandy's not like a flower person. She doesn't do flowers, make flowers, anything like that. So she was talking about different things that she would like to see with flowers. And so that's what we're going to do today, is one of those ideas. So it's not exactly what she was talking about, but when she was talking, it gave me a really cool idea. So this is our Tropical Flora set. There's only a couple left in stock. This is just a piece of foam. And I have the Heartfelt Creations flower shaping set. I like this foam. So I just double stack my foams. Not all the time, but sometimes. Oh, that's you tagging people. Okay, so I'm actually going to set this aside to begin with, and I'm going to pull out my flowers. So I have 3 large and 3 small. And I've stamped them purposely. So this is the first stamp, and I used Conquered and Ninth, and this is Peacock. And then I used Eggplant. So this is like fully saturating the stamp with ink. This is after I stamped this, and then this is like a second saturation. So it's not, they're varying levels, dark, medium, light. Same with this one, dark, medium, light, okay? And they don't have to stamp off perfectly, guys, because we're gonna be kind of coloring them. So don't worry too much about how perfectly they are or are not stamped. I also have these cool little daubers, these little ink daubers. So I'm going to find myself a purple one and a teal one. So here's a teal one. And I have lots of purple ones. These are really fun, easy ways to color your stamps or your flowers in. Okay, and instead of orange on this one, I'm going to put yellow because I'm going to do, I forgot to grab a yellow ink, but I'm going to do a little bit of yellow in the center. Just for giggles. So, yellow. Okay, so again, you don't have to have these specific tools. You can have any little sponge. You can take a household sponge and do this. You don't have to have any specific tools at all whatsoever. So don't worry about that. There's different things that you can do that are, you know, there. Tell everyone about the great little photo boxes. Sandy got me hooked on them. So great for storing many different things. I know, Angela, they are pretty stinking amazing, not gonna lie. Good morning, Allison. Good morning, Nona. These daubers are like the best for this. I love these little triangle daubers. I got mine from Heartfelt Creations. You can get yours from Craft Warehouse or Hobby Lobby or like anything along those lines. So I have pulled out Mustard Seed, one of my favorite yellows in the Oxide family. And I'm just going to take this little dauber. Let me make sure I'm in the screen here. Maybe I'll put it over here. And I'm just going to rub this little dauber on here, and I'm not worried about anything specific. Reality is most of this is going to be covered up. Now, when I'm doing flowers, a lot of the times what I like to do is flip them over and do the back side as well. Just for the idea. Okay, so you can see, like, these are not perfectly done. They're just got some ink mushed on there, okay? Okay, so I'm going to set my purple ones aside. I'm going to start with my teal. I've pulled 3 Distress Oxide Teals. Well, teal-ishes. So my lightest stamped one I'm going to do with my lightest color, and that's Tumbled Glass. My medium stamped one I'm going to do with Broken China. And then my darkest stamped one I'm going to do with Mermaid Lagoon. Okay? So with my teal dauber, I use one dauber for all of the colors in the color family. So I'm going to start with Tumbled Glass. And I'm just going to kind of do this scenario here. Just going to kind of color it in. I'm not overly worried. I just want some coverage here. And I just want you guys to see, like, my whole idea behind this is I want you guys to see that, yes, you can take the flower and you can put the little one on top of the big one and you can make a 3D flower. A hibiscus, if you will. But You can also go a little bit extra. Okay, so see how light this color is? Really pretty, really soft. I'm going to take this dauber, I'm going to get a little more ink, and I'm just going to darken up where the leaves or the petals connect to one another. Okay? Again, nothing major. We haven't done any rocket science yet. Okay, now I'm going to take my broken china. Man, I could use one of those ink holders right now. Same thing, color this in. Now see how dark this is? And see how I'm not continuing to ink up my sponge? Because I just want to spread this out. But I'm also going to, wait for it. Okay, see how that's all spread out? Now I'm going to go back to this one and just touch the edges of the petals. And I'm just going to pull ink off of this flower so that it's not super dark. Ew. Ew, inky fingers. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna die. All right, so see how that just kind of touches the outside, makes it, just wait for a second, Amy, and you'll see. Which reminds me, I didn't do the back side of this one. So we're gonna go back. You'll see when I make it 3D what the purpose of doing the backside is. But thank you for reminding me I needed to do the backside of this. I would have started to make it 3D and went, oh, I forgot. Okay. So again, I'm going to touch this darker broken china and hit the edges of this. And again, with a little bit of leftover ink, I'm just going to come in where the petals would flower or would overlap each other. Okay. Broken china. Good morning, Auntie. How are you feeling? You guys, my poor auntie took a tumble down the stairs yesterday and broke her ankle. I'm fairly certain I'm going to buy a bubble to put her in. Are you going to the doctor today? Okay. And I'm not really careful about the backside. It doesn't, it's just extra. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Okay, so now we have our Mermaid Lagoon. My sponge is disintegrating, guys. Yep, I think I'm going to switch because my sponge is totally disintegrating. I'm going to tell you, though, I've had these sponges for a long time, like a couple years. So don't think that it's like a crappy product. It's just because I use the heck out of them, and I've had them for a long time. Okay, backside. Who's excited for the spring break virtual retreat? Like, I can't even explain to you guys how excited I am. Leaving for Texas. Hey, Deanna. Leaving for Texas tomorrow morning, like super early, which is super exciting. So hopefully I have good travels. And apparently I'm taking the snow with me to Texas, which is a terrible thing because I want to get out of the snow, but whatever. So we'll be getting ready for the spring break virtual retreat. And today I'm mailing out all of the print packs. So if you haven't signed up for the retreat yet, oh my gosh, you guys, you don't want to miss out. You seriously don't want to miss out. Tons of 3D projects, tons of amazing, cool stuff. Coloring classes, you get the digis. It's totally not too late to sign up. You can sign up today. You can sign up tomorrow. But you don't want to wait. I will tell you that. You don't want to like wait too long to sign up. Okay. So we have these. This one doesn't have a darker on the outside, but since I stamped it in peacock, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this peacock and I'm going to touch it and give it that darker on the outside as well. So yes, I'm mixing inks, but when I spray these flowers to have them react, we'll see what this Concord and Ninth ink does. I just love making flowers. I think it's so fun. I can sit here and make flowers all day. And it's going to be a challenge for me now that I have the flower stuff out. It's going to be a challenge for me to not sit here and make flowers today. Yes, Amy, it's a digital retreat, so it's all online. And we have tons of prizes and games. It lasts basically 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. both Friday and Saturday. That's Central Time. And you don't have to be present for all of it, obviously. But a lot of people are. And I know. Are you going to be totally on the retreat, Auntie? So I'm going to stack these up and I'm going to set these aside. And I'm going to grab a tissue and wipe off my mat. Oops, and I'm going to give you guys an earthquake. Don't mind me. And so it's just all online, and you, as long as you stay in the group, you will have access to the retreat. So forever and ever and ever, you will have access to the retreat. So you can go in and watch all the replays and, you know, make the projects again as many times as you want. Just so much fun. Brienne, it is not this weekend, but next weekend. So the weekend of the 12th. And if I had a calendar in front of me, I would give you exact dates, but Sandy will. So much fun. Like, if you guys have not done a virtual retreat with us, you are straight up missing out. And I'm not just saying that. I already did all the yellow. Look at me, y'all. So excited about the retreat that I can't even function right now. Because we like to do the virtual retreats together. It's so much easier to do the retreats when we are in the same room. And so it's just a thing. I know, I'm nuts. I'm leaving Idaho to go to more snow. Super stoked about that. Normally not a thing. I'm not a fan of snow. Like, I like to watch snow fall, and then when the snow is done falling, I want it to be done. I don't want white stuff on the ground. I'm not even one of those like, I need a white Christmas thing, because that's just not me. So the theme of the retreat is spring break. So we're going to be doing all things like beachy, tropical fun, because let's face it, we're all sick of the snow. At least most of us are. I don't know about y'all, but I'm totally sick of the snow. Toots my goots. Yeah, then it's back to the 50s and 60s, and I'm all about that. I thrive at about 80, 85. That's my happy place. That's the temperature that makes me excited. I'm like, woohoo! It's 80 degrees outside. Let's go hang out on the porch. My husband, however, loves like 60. 60 is his jam. I will not get to see Lydia while I'm in Texas. I will be in a very different part of Texas. And since Texas is large enough to be its own country, we're not going to drive down to the Houston area. We will be in the Dallas area. So, but one day I'll meet Lydia in real life. I'd probably knock on her door and she'd be like, nope, sorry. You were on a flu missile. You are not allowed admittance. But I would sit on her front porch and feed Clarence. So, Rebecca, you made it. We are talking about the spring break virtual retreat. So excited. And so anyways, we have exclusive digital images that you will get if you order the print pack, because you're not good at printing your own digital images or anything like that. Then I will be mailing those out today. If you order the print pack after today, you may or may not get it in time, but you will still get the digital images, so you can print them yourself. But the value, you guys, is epic. Like, nowhere can you get a retreat for $79.99 that you have unlimited access to, that comes with its own set of digis and as many projects as we have. Rebecca, we're trying to. I told Sandy about the silos. I want to go to Magnolia. So we're going to try to make that a thing. I'm not 100% sure we're going to be able to on this trip, but we're going to try. So, stand by for photos. Sandy doesn't know who Chip and Joanna Gaines are, so this is going to be a whole new experience for her. That is not really Sandy's thing. So, she's going to see me geek out for real at all the home decor stuff. I bought a printer for the digis, but I bought the print pack to experience the sweet sentiment. I can't believe that you don't have sweet sentiment paper, Rebecca. Like, I cannot believe it. It makes no sense to me. So, your print pack will go out today. It will have a tracking number, so you can stalk your mailman or mailwoman. I totally tore up this sponge too. I use a lot of purple when making flowers. But you guys see, this is not a difficult scenario here. This is a sponge and some ink so far, right? I don't want you guys to be intimidated by flowers, especially these cool 3D flowers that we're making, because these 3D flowers are made to be super simple. So I want you guys to understand that the versatility in them and the value in them. If you buy the flower and dye, what you can do. Because, I mean, yes, you can just do one you know, stamp one of these and stamp one of the big ones and you're good to go. Sandy got you hooked on sweet sentiment paper. You know, there is a learning curve to it. It's very different. Yeah, Kat, are you in Waco? Amy, there's a lot of projects that will come with the retreat. We don't want to spoil it for people, so we generally keep them hush-hush and just put them in the retreat group. But I will tell you there are several 3D projects, a couple of which you have never seen before, because Sandy is a 3D master, and it is, oh my God, like, so cool. There will be coloring classes. There will be, and the 3D projects we make, guys, just so you know, we spend a lot of time thinking about and creating 3D projects that are useful. I can show you an example of one of our 3D projects so that you get an idea, but we don't just create 3D projects that are like, oh, yay, I made a 3D project. Now what the hell do I do with this? Just keeping it real. We create 3D projects that are useful, that actually have a place in your life. So we don't just make something for impact. So this being one of them, this is one of the 3D projects we made, and it's this little desk caddy. But look at how much stuff you can put in it, all made out of paper, super cute. I put a sticker on it, and so handy, and you hold it by the little thing, and look at how much stuff I have in here. Let me lift this up. Look at how much stuff is in this. So this is a super cool one of the 3D projects we made at our last retreat. And I use it, it sits here on the corner of my desk, and I literally use it daily. It is not, aw, thanks, Auntie. It is not a crappy project. So FYI, we spend a lot of time creating projects that, I'm cheap for one thing, and there are so many options. Get overwhelmed with paper choices. Yes, Rebecca, and I will touch base on the whole paper thing in just a second. Remind me. But I still gotta boast about the retreat, so, you know, hold on. Okay. So I have all my flowers. Now what I'm gonna do is make sure they're all in the frame, is I'm gonna take my little sprayer and I'm just gonna spritz them, because I like to have some cool texture on them. So I'm just spritzing them. I think it's fun. You don't have to. Hey, it's February. So our release is always the second Saturday for our physical release, the second Saturday of every month. And then the last Saturday of every month is our digital release. So anyways, tons of 3D projects, lots of coloring classes. I teach Copic coloring. Tyler teaches Copic coloring. We have a really cool class that Lydia's teaching. It's, yeah, amazing. So there's going to be, look at how cool those are. Love that. And not just Copic coloring images, but also backgrounds and other ideas. Then we play bingo, y'all. We play bingo like it's nobody's business. We play some serious damn bingo in our retreats. So we do other games, tons of prizes. I think on the last retreat we sent out I want to say in the ballpark of like 30 to 40 prizes. So we do not skimp on the prizes. And the prizes are awesome stuff. So just FYI. So there's two reasons why I spritz this, both front and back. Number one, I like the cool effect that it gives the flowers. It's pretty. Number two, it helps me to work with the flowers because I've broken down the paper fibers. So now I'm going to grab my little paper pad here, and I'm going to grab my little stylus. Do I have one in here? Nope. I put it all away. Yes, we do random participation prizes. We do prizes that are like, Oh my gosh, you just said the funniest thing ever. You deserve a prize. Giving prizes is both Sandy and I's love language. So I know, right? We have you at bingo. So since this paper is a little bit wet now, I'm using that to shape the flower. So what I do is I use my stylus to break up the paper fibers, and I also use it to break down the middle. Now, what I like to do with these, bingo is so much fun, you guys. We stay up all kinds of late and play bingo. Is I take my scissors and I snip them down just a little bit further. Then I take my fingers and I wrinkle up the leaves. So no special tools needed. I did use a stylus, but I'll show you something else that you can use if you don't happen to have a stylus. Ooh, I have purple ink on my fingers and it's transferring to my flower. So say that you don't have a stylus, but you have a pen like this. This is a pro marker, but like a Sharpie or anything like that that has this cap. Again, oh, sorry, I was going to use this. Well, it's really not that late for normal people. It's just late for Jammie. So I'm just breaking up the paper fibers with this. This is all I'm doing, because I want to be able to manipulate those and work with them without making them tear. So we're going to talk about paper a little bit for those of you that are new to the group. The paper that I'm working on right now is Sweet Sentiment coloring paper. You'll see that even with, I don't know if you can see it with the lighting in here, even with this oxide ink and everything on it, there's still a bit of a shimmer to the paper. That's by design. The paper is slightly off-white, so it makes your coloring pop, or it makes your inks more vibrant. Also, if you were to mat it on true white paper, like most of our card bases are, then you will get an awesome pop of color using them. This paper, I was tired of having 700 different kinds of paper in my craft room, so I created this type of paper. And it's great for so many things. You see how smoothly it ink blends. That's awesome. It's fantastic for Copic coloring or any alcohol ink coloring. That's what it's made for primarily. You can also pencil color on it, and you can watercolor on it. And you can use your pastels on it if any of you happen to use like pan pastels or chalks. It's also great, weirdly enough, with graphite coloring. I've had a couple of like cartoonist and type people buy the paper and say, oh my God, it's so amazing for graphite coloring. So there's a new use. Now, most coloring paper is pretty pricey. So I find a lot of people will be like, well, my finished project I always do on Copic Express It paper, but it's too expensive for me to buy Express It paper for all of my practicing. So I have, Bristol or Nina or something that's, a little more economical. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to keep it real. Do you practice baseball to get better at soccer? Then why would you practice on one paper and color on another? It makes no sense. So you need to color on the paper you're practicing on. So I have priced the paper. It's $12 for 20 sheets. I wanted it to be affordable so that you can practice. I want y'all to color your hearts out. And so to me, I wanted a paper that was affordable enough that if I screwed up coloring something, that it wasn't the end of the world for me, because I'm a frugal person too. And if you saw, I stamped all of these flowers on scraps because I never throw away any of my scraps. And I always think, ooh, I can use that to stamp a sentiment, or ooh, I can use that for this or the other thing. So I really took a lot of factors into play, into mind, when creating this paper. I wanted something economical and affordable, something that was multi-use, so I didn't have to buy 17 different kinds of paper, and something that was different and fun. So that's why it has the little sparkles in it. Y'all are being quiet. So if you have not tried Sweet Sentiment paper, it is 89 pound. So it is a cardstock without being a cover stock, meaning it will actually go through your printer. I have yet to find a printer that just rejects it all the time without having like an actual printer issue. So I've had a lot of people try it in a lot of different printers, and it works in everything. Assuming there's not user error on the printer, which, you know, we all know can be a factor. Hey, Holly. And placing a paper order today. And you can buy in bulk too. Just saying, Rebecca, if you buy it in bulk, the price actually even goes down even further. So we have 100 sheets available, and we have a half ream, which is 250 sheets. So just saying. And I actually send 260 instead of 250. So, you know. Okay. So, great paper, goes through your printer so you can print digital images. Your ink won't smear or smudge when you're doing digital images. Just don't print on like the highest print setting, because that lays too much ink on top of the paper. All the paper reacts differently, so you learn to practice on different ones, and it's not consistent. Exactly. So then what happens is so this paper is coated on the inside. There's different layers to the paper. And so the exterior pieces are not coated, but the interior layers are coated. And what that achieves is, you know, like Express It paper, when you start to color with your Copics and it gets like sticky? Sticky is bad. And so that'll ruin your nibs. It takes a whole bunch of your ink. I can talk to you all day about bad things that happen with sticky markers. So, Tyler, just for you, I'm going to pull orange ones of these out. Do I want orange or do I want pink? I'm going to do orange. So when you go back, so say like most of us are, you know, working women or moms or whatever. And so if you start to color and you go back, you have this sticky mess on your paper, and nobody wants that. So I've taken 3 of these wired stamen and put them together. So with my paper being coated on the inside, you don't have that sticky mess. You're actually staining the paper fibers. So when you go in and use your Copic marker like it's meant to be used, and you rehydrate it, because it's an alcohol marker, and so the alcohol will dissipate or evaporate, however you want to say it. When you use that alcohol, it will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need an odd number, so I'm going to pull another color. I don't even know where I was at. I'm just all talking about paper. Don't mind me. I'm going to do something weird and like put a blue one in here just for the heck of it. Working dads, right? So when you use that paper, you can go in and rehydrate it. So even if you come back, you know, an hour later, a week later, a month later, you can go back in and rehydrate whatever it was you were working on with your markers and start coloring again, just like it was the first time you were coloring. So it ends up saving you ink. The other thing that is so wicked cool about it, you guys, so wicked cool. Yes, I have pearls too. I like these in these flowers for some reason. They just look so pretty to me. The other cool thing is that, I can't even remember what I was going to say. Where did I go? You rehydrate it. Oh, I know. You save a whole bunch of ink because you only have to one coat color now. You don't have to color with 5 different coats. You don't have to go in to make your color vibrant and to make it actually blend. You don't have to go into your paper and do 2 or 3 or 5 different layers. You can just color in one layer and be done. So you actually end up saving money on refills and ink and paper itself, which I think is super awesome. So if you are a frugal crafter, this actually is the paper for you. Okay, so now that my paper commercial is done, I'm going to set all these up. I may or may not use all of these, but I have them all colored. So just in case I decide that I want to do, if I want to do something else, I can. So I'm going to start with the darkest. I'm going to go to the next one and I'm going to offset it. Instead of putting it this way, I'm going to turn it so that the leaves are offset, or petals. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to go to the dark purple, same thing with this one. Offset them each time. Do you see this super cool flower? So awesome. So now that I see where everything is at and see that I like it, I'm going to put it onto, I know I need to make this hole a little bit bigger. I'm going to put it onto the little stamen that I just created. Now, this is the part where you have to be careful and pull that stamen through. So what I like to do is put it onto my fingers like this. I love how we have like the same thought process, Sandy. So look, even just like that, isn't that gorgeous? Okay, we're gonna go with layer number 2. Now, here's where things start to get a little technical, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Barely Arts glue, and before I push this layer up, I'm going to put glue around this. Then I'm going to pull this layer up, again, making sure my petals are offset. Same thing, I'm going to hold it between my fingers like this and pull that through, okay? Now I can manipulate this a little bit before the glue dries. So spin it just a little bit. And now I'm going to hold it. I'm going to put it all the way into my hand and hold it like this, just for that glue to dry. Now again, look, you have this 2-layer flower, gorgeous. And so if I wanted to, I could just go with 1 layer of this. And again, beautiful flower. But I want to do extra, like I'm going full Monty on this bad boy. So you can put your glue down here if you want, or you can put it on the back of this one if you want. Whichever way you want to do it. We're here to inspire, not require. So again, pull it down onto the stamen. Rotate it where you want it. Put it into the crook of your finger here and hold on to it. Just put a little bit of pressure on this. Wendy, you can get them like all over the place. There's a lot of different places. I did buy these from Heartfelt Creations. You can just use simply floral wire that you can buy at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, anything like that, and make your own stamen. There's a lot of different things that you can do for stamen. So check it out on like YouTube. Excuse me. Or go to Heartfelt Creations, or I'll probably end up carrying some of these in the store eventually because we have so many flowers that we are making. Hi, Linda Lou. Linda's watching. Look at how cool this is. And it builds up really fast. So I spend time like making a whole bunch of these, and then I just start putting them all together. And it doesn't take a lot of glue. I just put a couple of spots. It's just to hold the flower together. Sandy wanted a teal and purple flower, so. I know people have asked us numerous times to carry the stamen, so I'm looking for a supplier, but I haven't found anybody yet. So when I do, I'll let you guys know, but we will have stamen in the shop. No worries. Eventually. I can feel Sandy adding that to her list right now. Sandy's a list maker. She's also my CEO. So it happens. Now, see, I didn't hold this one long enough, so it came loose. No problem. No problem. No worries, man. It's a flower. It's not the end of the world. Okay. So now I'm going to be sure and put this one again in the crook of my fingers and hold on to it. And I'm just going to hold this part and put a little bit of pressure on it. I know, right? Sweet sentiment stamen should be a thing, right? So just holding on to this for a moment. Okay. So now that we have our gorgeous flower, look at that. How cool is that? You need this and a sentiment on a card and nothing else. I'm telling you. So amazing. So now you guys know what's going to happen. I know a lot of you know what's going to happen. It's not okay to make a flower without glitter. Hey, Jane. Hola, my friend. So this needs to go in here. And I don't want to just dunk it because nothing good's going to come of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little sponge, and I just cut these in pieces. These are the circular sponges like this. I just cut them in pieces. And I take a bunch of my glue and I put a bunch of glue on here. Okay. Not like a ton, but you know, a good amount. And then I kind of squeeze my sponge together so I'm not like all glue in one spot. I go to my flower and I start pinching the edges. Now, if you want to go all the way down the petals, like, more power to you. I don't. I like to just kiss the edges. And I like to go into the layers and make sure that I'm getting everything. If I want to put more glue on, I can. So I can come back to this and I can grab some more glue. You have a fairly decent window of time to work. And now you've noticed too that my paper has rehardened. That's another cool thing about Sweet Sentiment paper is it'll reconstitute itself into being as rigid as it was before. So even after you get it wet, it'll come back and still be nice and firm. I don't know how else to say that without sounding terrible. So there you go. It is what it is. So then I dip it in the glitter. My glitter is in a Tupperware because I like to keep the mess contained. Roll it around. Do your thing. Yes, I would attach it using hot glue. Ew, messy Jammie. What in the world? What am I doing? Okay, so then I like to use my little spoon that's in here and shake off the flour. Shake it off. Shake it off. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look at that. Now, if there's any place that you miss, like I noticed this leaf right here, I missed. So I'm going to go in, or this petal, I'm going to hit it with a little bit more glue, and I'm going to dunk it into the glitter and shake it off again. You guys look at that. Am I too far off the screen? Look at that. I know, Rebecca, right? And I'll show you the boxes that I use to mail these. Ooh, I can't even show you this. Oh my God. I almost made a big mistake. Super big. I almost showed you the release. Scary. So I use an acetate box like this, and when I put this on a card, it slides right into the box, and I put the postage and everything right on this box. So when I mail it, let me see if I can find a card to stick in here to show you guys. So just a random, let's take this card. So this is the one I made, the one and only orchid. And so I put it in this little box like this, and I close it up like this. And then I put postage and everything right here. So most of the time what I'll do is I'll take just a blank piece of paper and stick in here. I don't have a blank piece of paper handy. I guess I do. So I slip a blank piece of paper inside and write the address on it, but then you have to put the postage on the outside. So I just stick stamps right here. So it's very simple. Yes, hairspray will do that, but I don't like the smell or the sticky, so I never put hairspray on them. And plus, I like to ruin people's lives with glitter, so there's that too. But there's our pretty flower for today, guys. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate you all. Look at that sparkle in the sunshine. So cool. And now you can see why I colored both sides of it. Super fun. Super fun. So, we will not be live for the next couple of days because I will be traveling, and we have all kinds of things going on and getting ready for the retreat. So sign up for that retreat, guys. It is the spring break virtual retreat. Then you'll be invited to a private Facebook group, and you will have so much fun. I know you will have so much fun because we put on the best retreats. And I'm not saying that just to be saying it. I'm saying it because people have told us that. We have so many 5-star reviews from retreats, like it's not even funny. So everybody loves the Sweet Sentiment retreats. So you want to get in on one. And what better time than spring break? Also, my dryer just beeped and I really need to pack because I'm leaving at dark 30. So now I got to go fold laundry. Boo. So thank you guys for joining me. We will not see you for a couple of days. And we will try to pop on here with updates and stuff of our travels and what we're doing and our preparations. And you never know the shenanigans that may happen. That is a true story, Sandy. True story indeed. So have a wonderful week, and we will see you soon. Toodles.